gentlemen, welcome back. Not an operator here. Sorry it's taken me so long to get these videos out. I've been waiting and waiting to get this one. I wanted to make this video specifically about this rifle. My stamp came back in about 10 days and she's ready to roll. So we'll do a complete parts list on this. I'll show you some shooting videos and we'll go from there. But I just want to say this thing is awesome. If you guys want to get an SBR, now's the time to do it. E-forms are coming back in 10 to 20 days. I got mine back in 10 days. So if you have any questions on that, hit me up in the comments. I can walk you through it. If you guys want to see more pictures of this thing and some other cool builds, check me out on Instagram. That's the 1776 USA, and you'll see that stuff there. So complete build list. We'll start from the back, go to the front. MVB Industries collapsible stock. This thing does not use a proprietary buffer like the M7A1 from Troy, proprietary bolt carrier group. You can use any bolt carrier group you want with this. They do have a specific buffer system, buffer spring and buffer. So I have a 9mm buffer in here with the spring as well. So this is a 2-position, all the way in, all the way out. I chose this one. The length of pull is perfect when it's pulled out all the way. And when it's collapsed, your overall length on this right now is 22.5 inches. So I mean that is tiny. And when I end up moving, and I do, pop this sucker off, break that weld and pop it off, it'll be 19 inches overall when I put the SLR linear compensator on there. So I mean that is a very, very small package, and you got 32 rounds of 9mm as well. So moving forward, you have the quarter circle 10 dedicated Colt lower and upper. These are both stripped. Phenomenal company. Their products are great. They're Colt pattern, Glock pattern, and they also have MP5 pattern ones that they just came out with. I believe it's called a QC5. So check them out too. I have the Spikes lower parts kit in here with their single stage trigger. The trigger is great. I'm thinking about putting a binary trigger in there eventually, just for fun. This will end up being suppressed eventually too, but those binary triggers in the 9mm are a lot of fun. So may end up putting one in there, may not, we'll see. But also put the K&S anti-walk trigger pins in there too. Very, very easy to put in. You can actually put them in any AR, and you could already have your ARB built, and it comes with a punch and some other stuff, so you can just slide these right in, attach them, and it keeps your trigger pins from walking out, which is pretty cool. Using a Caw Valley bolt in here from Joe Bob Outfitters. Works perfectly fine. This is a Colt pattern BCG, so no issues there whatsoever. Moving up, we have the BCM Gunfighter. I'll probably end up switching this out for a dual-sided, like a Radiant Raptor or something like that. I've got a Radiant on my Mark 18 build that I did, and I really, really like them, so I may end up switching that out. But then we have the 416 pattern sights, and these are absolute co-witness height. I didn't want to go high, didn't want to go low. I wanted them to match my LaRue absolute mount, and I had Magpul Pros on here. Wasn't a huge fan. I love this look of the MP5-esque sights, and they run great. Keep zero, hold zero, doesn't fall out or anything like that, which is awesome. So mounted on top of the LaRue is a Holosun 403G. Again, everyone can talk crap about Holosons if you want, but I've never had an issue with them. I think I've run 4 of my SBRs, and again, never had an issue. They keep zero, they take a beating, and they're not an aim point or anything like that, but they work phenomenally. So pick one of those up if you can. Moving forward, again, we have a Ballistics Advantage 5.5-inch barrel. And so you got to remember, on a 9mm AR build, your actual length that is protruding from the receiver is less than the actual length of the barrel. So when you say you have a 5.5-inch barrel, you actually only have around a 5-inch barrel because you have a 1/2 inch going back into the receiver. That measurement is not added on to the full length of that barrel. So this one, you know, I was expecting to be a little bit shorter, but it worked out perfectly with the 5.25 inch SLR Ion rail system. Again, you got to remember with the Ion, or even just all SLR rails specifically that go on ARs, their system to keep this from rotating is actually this little pin right here, and that's supposed to go around your gas tube system. And because this is a blowback, there is no gas tube. Therefore, you really have to get their tension screws in there pretty darn tight. You know, I had this out the other day. I was shooting it, and the rail turned. It was probably about 1/4 inch, something like that, while I was shooting. And then I realized I didn't actually torque these down correctly. So I went back, torqued them, no issues whatsoever yet, which is awesome. And then moving forward again, so this is one of my favorite accessories that I add onto all of my SBRs, or I'm going to add onto all of my SBRs. So this is a modular vertical foregrip from a company called A3 Tactical. You know, modular as in you can take off this bottom portion of the vertical foregrip from the hand stop, and you can add in one that's much shorter. They have a 2-inch model, very similar to the HK that has the grooves. They have a longer model that's a smooth model. They have one called a Grenade, which is much thicker and also much shorter. And then they also have, you know, this is a 1913 rail. They've got M-LOK, they've got Key Mod, and you can actually get this also in polymer. So they have some other cool offerings for like Chris Vectors. They have a really, really cool angled grip for Chris Vectors. You know, they've got some other stuff coming out for the Scorpion here in the next couple months. So keep an eye out for them. Again, A3 Tactical makes some really, really good vertical foregrips and angled foregrips, and some other accessories as well. So moving forward, I have a pinned and welded faux suppressor. You know, simply because length restrictions in Illinois, it has to be an overall length of 26 inches. Like I said, when I end up moving out of the state, I'm going to go ahead and pop that weld and throw on an SLR Rifle Works linear compensator that I picked up. So, you know, right now, like I said, you're looking at 22.5 inches, so still not a big package, which is great. This thing is awesome. So I took this out, like I said, for tack night the other day. Ran it, no issues whatsoever. You know, I lied. I had one issue, but that was with the magazine. And this magazine is an ASC, specifically from CMMG, I believe it is. I also have 4 of the Colt pattern Brownells magazines, which I guess are metal form, and those don't drop free. All 4 of them don't drop free. There's some feeding issues. The feed or the followers aren't great in the other magazines. This one is really, really solid. The springs are also very solid in this. So I think I'm going to stick with the ASC, which is pretty weird considering a lot of the people I've talked to has said they've had issues with these. I haven't. So maybe other people do, but I don't. I have no idea. Overall, though, if you guys have any questions on this build list, let me know. I kind of ran through everything. But yeah, let me know. It's an awesome little package. You know, all in all, I think I have around $1,700 into this thing, which is more than I wanted to spend. But you know, you get what you pay for. So there it is. If you guys have any questions, you know, hit me up on Instagram too at the1776USA. And if you could subscribe, I'll be doing another video here on my 104 UR build. Again, switched up some parts on that, and it's looking really, really good. So until next time, subscribe if you can, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks.